Hi, this is the Rwanda Trade Analysis by me, Brittany Hale, a Bluefield State student in the Business Administration field. I'm about to discuss with you the 6 different entry modes that involve trading with a foreign country. Like I said, there are 6 different entry modes when it comes to trading with a foreign country. It is very important and vital for you to pick the best entry mode that fits your country and the country you're entering in trade with. The 6 different types of entry modes would be exporting, turnkey projects, licensing, franchising, joint ventures, and wholly owned subsidiaries. The first entry mode is exporting. Exporting is when a country sells its goods or services to another country. Exporting is not a good choice of entry mode into trade with Rwanda. There are several reasons for this. The first reason would be transportation cost. The United States and Rwanda are not very close in terms of location. The extreme amount of distance could cause transportation costs to be very high. The second reason would be competition. There are various countries that are closer to the United States in terms of location. Rwanda would have to set the bar really high because the U.S. could find the same product or services for lower transportation costs or lower cost of trade, and they could potentially get a better product for a lower cost just because they're closer to home. The third issue would be trade barriers. Exporting is not a good entry mode whenever your country the country you're entering into consists of trade barriers. Rwanda is one of those countries that does consist of international trade barriers. The second entry mode is turnkey projects. Turnkey projects are when a contractor handles all the details of a project of a foreign client. Going into trade with this entry mode is not a good idea. There are several reasons for this. The first reason would be long-term interest. The United States wants to be in trade with a country that they will have long-term interest in. And if you enter into trade with a turnkey project, this is in complete opposite of what the United States would want to see. The second reason would be FDI. A turnkey project is a good entry mode of trade if the FDI is limited by host government regulations. In this case of entering into trade with Rwanda, FDI is not limited and definitely could be a negative impact. So the third and final reason would be competition. When entering into trade with Rwanda by a turnkey project, a competitor could be created inadvertently. And with Rwanda's troubles with the economy, having a competitor would not be a good idea for them. It could potentially harm them. Now on to the next entry mode, which is the third one, which is licensing. Licensing is when a licensor allows a country to have rights to an intangible property for a specified period of time and also receive royalties from the other country. Licensing would definitely be the most beneficial, and it would be the best pick whenever it comes to entry modes with Rwanda. Even though licensing may have its cons whenever you sit and think about it, all the advantages or the pros would definitely overcome these. The first reason why it's the best is because of cost. Licensing allows the United States to be free from developmental cost and risk. Even though paying these costs would not be an issue for the United States, where we are pretty financially stable, It'll protect us from something that could potentially cause the trade to fail. Licensing also allows the United States to focus on building a greater and prosperous foreign market instead of worrying about all these costs and risk. The second reason is trade barriers. As stated earlier, Rwanda has international trade barriers. Licensing is perfect for a country that has trade barriers. It doesn't pose a problem. Licensing will allow the United States to open up a foreign market with Rwanda, like I said, an international trade barrier country. The third and final reason why it's the best is commitment. Licensing is perfect for a country that is unwilling to engage substantial financial resources to an unfamiliar or politically volatile foreign market. This is perfect for the United States regardless of what country they could be entering in trade with. Ever since the Rwanda genocide, Rwanda's economy has been slowly progressing to get stable again. It's really not up to its full potential. So Rwanda is kind of not back to 100% yet. So you would really have things to worry about here whenever it comes to unfamiliar or politically volatile foreign market. The next entry mode we have is franchising. Franchising is a type of licensing that not only sells to another country, but the other country has to abide by a strict set of rules that is set by the first country. In this case, Rwanda would have to abide by the United States' strict rules whenever it comes to how business needs to be conducted. Franchising is not the best source of an entry mode, even though it is part of licensing, which is our best source. It still has its cons and isn't perfect. First reason for this would be cost and risk. Even though cost and risk of the United States having all of it could be a very good thing, but at the same time it could be a very bad thing. Rwanda assuming all of these costs, the reason why it could be a bad thing is because Rwanda